On to another episode, Middle Ground with JLE L.L.C, where we treat you like family. That's the theme song, Detroit Love, off my first album, The JLE Experience. I own the music and copyright. I'm muting on Facebook. Always got to say that. Got another amazing guest for you in this season 11, episode 17. Wow, we're almost at the end. That's quite shocking. But we want to welcome cybersecurity student and self-employed analyst, Haba Royer. I say it right? Awesome.
Yes, Royer.
To the show. Appreciate you for sharing your story, sir. We're going to jump right in. First question, what led you to this path?
So it was very interesting. It was a bit random, but a little bit intentional. I was looking for what would be the next best thing I can get into, and to be able to have a career that's strong and that's like basically recession proof, and that I would be able to get in within a year. So after doing searches everywhere, and really it was that what I was doing at the time, which was actually sales, insurance sales. So I was a licensed life insurance agent, and that was not working out. And so I stumbled upon the beautiful sea of cybersecurity. And specifically after some time, actually I enrolled in school, but also in specifically the identity and access management niche. And I think there's absolutely no better way to get into cybersecurity.
So you pretty much joined G.I. Joe. You fight Cobra all the time.
Something like that.
I do a lot to stop people from getting information, all type of stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's really just, yeah.
Now you go ahead.
Well, just interesting, as I'm going along, it's an eye opener to see how identity is so sensitive, and it's across every single thing that you do. If you can power it on, you need some kind of identity, or awareness of the security that you're given or using intentionally or unintentionally. So it's really something that it's not just a career, but it's just like, wow, this affects life in every way.
Absolutely. And, we as consumers now, we don't realize the same mentality you might use when you're on the streets late at night to be watching your surroundings and all that. You got to do that on all these social media platforms too.
Exactly. It's not just a computer thing, but and I guess that's where some companies get it wrong, because the same way you would want to, make sure you leave the store with your credit card, or you go into a store, you're going out in a parking lot and you're watching your surroundings, or you're running in the park and you're safe. Your person and your belongings in the cyber space is still out there when we log into Facebook or any social media accounts. And you have to be aware of the information that you're putting out. And of course, the, security against scams, security against your identity is up to par, basically.
Like some of them, you paste and copy that asks you like 30 things about you. It's all harmless, but someone could take that and try to match it to your security questions.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, dog, cat, and pizza. Cool.
Brute force, right? Just add it.
I'm like, Jeff, you a little too paranoid. Like, man, look here, I'm from Detroit.
Okay.
I don't trust stuff like that, dog. And I utilize internet to grow my business, but I do understand the same mentality on the streets applies to.
And as you say that, I don't know if it's just a thought, but I guess maybe certain people from certain states or certain upbringings can really appreciate how careful you have to be because of the environment that they grew up in. They really see how any little thing can lead to the loss of, your privacy, your identity, things that you deem sensitive.
Absolutely. Because people are out here daily just trying to steal your information.
Yeah, yeah. Directly, indirectly, boldly.
Hopefully, you got banks and stuff that have true fail safe to where they're like, "Hey, did you buy 5,000 on a Birkin bag?" Like, hell no.
Exactly.
Okay, so we caught something for you. Like, oh man, they tried to get. You gotta pay attention.
It was interesting. Just recently, my people would just literally call and ask for your to verify your address. That happened to my grandmother. She was like, no, I don't have time for that. I was like, good. If they ever ask for you to identify something, just don't even answer.
That most banks will have some like, we're never gonna call you ask for that. Don't answer nothing. No. It ain't us. And if you ain't sure, get another phone and call us. Like, no, that's not us asking that question. Hang up.
Right.
So some people that's paranoid ain't too crazy with their paranoia.
Now you can't ever be too careful, basically.
Someone tried to steal my identity working at Wayne State trying to get unemployment. And like, I don't even work there no more. Like, what? Oh, let me go put the fail say, call, we make a report, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm like, you try anything. But we need people like you out here holding it down. Truly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, what does a cybersecurity student learn?
So, well, it starts with the basics of you're dealing with a computer. You understand the physical aspects, the cable and the wiring. Then you go up to like the network. Of course, you go through the domains, subnetting, for the network class. And so right now I'm about just about 50% there. But in cybersecurity, it just shows beyond the vocab, because it is basically another world in a sense. You learn the vocab, but it's just the level and how everything connects to another, and how basically even down to the simplest of which port you plug that cord into could compromise your security with your private networks or your public networks. And it's just showing how to identify the weak points or the points that could be vulnerable to a threat actor, and how it's important basically to set those controls, if it's a additional user, or just to know that certain things are off, and how to just be aware of the level of security that you have, and that the minimum will never do it. The passwords that are preset, admin 123. Never ever should you ever keep those default settings.
Change those.
Yeah. So honestly, it's the more and more I go through some of the courses, it just shows that the basic level of security for yourself also applies to computer systems, social media, and just the technical aspects of understanding the computer, understanding networks, understanding the software, and just realizing that everything really connects to the other, and you just always have to be aware. I think that's where I've gotten so far. I still have more classes to go through, but
I know I had a computer class a few years ago where I really was learning like the heart, brain of the inside of it. Like, man, I ain't trying to build a computer. What I gotta take this class? But it's useful information.
It does help.
If you go farther in, then you get to cybersecurity, you'll start understanding and the workings of it and what it does to help you, because you need it.
I think one of the most important classes was just the methodology of troubleshooting. So, you start from the hardware, from going up to the application, the sessions, all those layers to troubleshoot a question. And I guess also the classes just try to ingrain how you are supposed to process
Yeah,
each
and get you into
situation.
that
If
mindset
you're
of
on a help desk or if you're doing something yourself, where would the problem normally start? Where you should look for, or where
Mhm.
yeah, where the problems would be, so that you could just kind of hit it, um, pinpoint the problem.
Now, you self-employed with I am analyst. Any services you offering with that so far?
No, but I have had training with
Okay.
Marcus, and of course Marcus Wells, and so I've gone through the whole understanding and training of the life cycle for identity and access management.
Okay.
So um, I think I'm fully qualified. Understanding the life cycle, understanding role-based access control, and I think the positions or the roles of analyst, engineer, or architect has the same foundation. And
Mhm.
so to do that job in IAM, you have to understand that, and it applies through each of the if other roles, architect or engineer, analyst. um yeah.
Oh yeah, Marcus, that's a good dude right there.
He is it.
I recall from the interview. Oh, you want to go left? We going left. You know, there's a cliff over there. Nope, we going left. Come on, let's go. I'm protecting myself, but you want to go left? I'm gonna let you go left. Have me dying
Yeah,
left.
it's yeah, it's always a when we talk, it's like there's some thing that they want, and it seems as if in the same time they're still forming this thing and making it bigger than it needs to be. He always sees the simple and what is necessary, uh
Uh-huh.
perspective in accomplishing the job. And ultimately you you have one mission to secure, prevent, identify
Yeah, one job.
identities. What is you know a object to identify or to
Mhm.
have access, and then you just go from there, protecting that, securing it, um,
Okay,
knowing where and when it should have access to what. um, yeah.
awesome. Now, what advantages going to school for cybersecurity have helped you with?
Yeah, I think with the advantage for my school being that it's self-paced, um, I can do it as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Another advantage is that, and of course, yeah, because this university is self-paced. Um, the other advantage, because I'm more so 50-50 pro um, school,
Okay.
um, but just the convenience, the setup of having um, the classes tailored uh, to the most current environment of what is needed for most companies. But really, it's according to where you want to go in cybersecurity. With IM, it
Mhm.
is uh, uh, you won't necessarily need to go to school,
Okay.
but having the main certificates, certifications in networks, maybe some of the cybersecurity classes, but of course security, you are well prepared. And IAM itself is a niche that is, you know, it says it all really in the name: identify, have access, and manage that access.
Which is pretty awesome.
Um, yeah, but cybersecurity, being that it's vast, some people might find more benefit in going this traditional route. But it's according to
Mhm.
where you want to go. But it has its benefits of just that support environment. If some people can't find a mentor, you have your course advisors. You can talk to the instructors. So it does have those benefits of having a readily available network and
Mhm.
support system.
You definitely need that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Yes, I'll say those are some of the benefits.
Okay. Now, you say you 50-50 with school. You have a con to going to school?
Yeah, because if for the person who for themselves already figured out the computer systems, already figured out that um or was able to get experience, whether going
Mm-hmm.
through high school or just getting an internship on the job, training that's already trained. Um, you can either do the certifications on your own, and maybe this is another plus for school. My own, the
Okay.
certifications are covered. Um, but with a few of them, and even specifically focusing on that niche. So if it's IM for me, you know, I of course some have a great mentor like Marcus who's been in it for 20 years. He can lay it all out and you can get an understanding and be able to apply and
Okay.
function in a role as I am without having to go through the long uh, multiple semesters of classes at
Ooh,
university.
that's a lot. How many
Yeah.
semesters do you have to take?
This one has 7.5. So it's yeah, the degree for cybersecurity is almost the full 4 years.
Okay.
But for me, of course, I have the benefit that is self-paced. So I am going class after class after class, almost per
Wrong way
month.
to go.
Yeah.
Kept changing my major.
Right. Yeah.
Don't recommend that.
I guess that's the thing. I was doing taxes before. I did a
Okay.
degree in accounting. And I knew I didn't really want to work as a CPA. To me, math has to do with everything. And everyone should understand taxes because that's one thing you can get away from. But
Yeah.
everything, but on top of that, no one can get away from having a device, being online, having a presence that you want to be safe with. And everything is, you know,
Mhm.
computerized, everything is online now. And so beyond having to deal with financial arenas, the next biggest thing is that you should be aware and learn computer systems or just be computer savvy. um,
Okay.
so even better actually being in the career of cybersecurity.
That's pretty awesome. I've reached the point where you can promote, market, anything you got going on. The floor is yours.
Well, I would say that definitely anyone going into cybersecurity, I think for um, the various niches, identity and access management would be one to be aware of. Um, of course, I'm aware of understanding
Mm-hmm.
uh, the different roles. Some may want more advanced roles, but um, once you have that foundation, it is any role is doable. Um, and so what I would promote is definitely just finding a mentor, somebody who's been in the space who understands.
Find a
For me,
mentor.
I was blessed to get in contact and network with Marcus Wells. Of course, he
Mm-hmm.
has his company well secured. Um, but for someone who wants a traditional route, they can go through school. I'm going through Western Governors University. I should be done sometime next year, and
Mm-hmm.
that would have only been about a year and a half. But it's self-paced because I'm going every day.
Oh, you
Every day.
soldier. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And
Nice.
so, yeah, I think the best thing that anyone or what I would promote is just being able to understand that seeking help in your space, and trying to get a mentor and
Mm-hmm.
try to make that practical application in what you're trying to study, but realize ultimately that although it is a great field, great pay. It is necessary for everything. That it's not hard to get in. It's actually simple, because you have to have the foundation, um, and once you do that, everything else flows really.
Okay. Yeah. Thought about writing a book?
Yes, on various topics though, but yeah,
Spider
that
Citizen,
was
bro. Okay, so
actually me and my wife started a journal, a
nice.
thoughts journal. So we've already started on that,
Okay.
path in a sense.
Look forward to it being released. Had to come back and talk about it.
Oh, actually, yes, it's called Pause Refocus. Is actually on Amazon already. Just a journal. It's good sometimes to just get your thoughts. We were on a road trip. We do a lot of traveling,
Okay.
um, and we realized that sometimes the best way to solve a problem is
Hmm.
probably not to try to attack it right away. And so
Okay.
that's how we got the pause, refocus. We were newlywed at the time, or
Okay. Awesome.
a month or two, and or probably it was before, but we try to find and mesh in our lives together. Sometimes there's some friction, and
Oh,
but it's always better to get your thoughts down. And the name is
true.
Pause. We focus on Amazon. You can find that there.
I have to look that up and put in the latest episode thing on Amazon. Okay. In your words, what has been your impact in your community?
Well, I think my impact is still ongoing. I
Okay.
know uh, right now the opportunity that I uh, am in and expect to when I start to work is that I will have that uh, s- forming of a legacy to basically be recession proof, because it's something that is a vastly growing career, and I do intend to promote that in like my high schools that I've been in, to make bring awareness. Because what something else I realized that there's so many different opportunities nobody really knew. I just kind of stumbled on it, and so I would want to make more awareness to not cybersecurity, um,
Hmm.
but basically getting into tech is something that is not just
Yeah, that's a lot.
but it's security for yourself, your family, your future, and it doesn't have to be a complicated route. So
Mhm.
I do intend that once I am uh, in the field, started and settled, to
Mhm.
kind of do like a scholarship fund for my school, and to promote like
That's
within
nice.
my graduating class other cybersecurity professionals, to you know promote it in schools. So some high schoolers who may be thinking of, okay, I do want to do something in computers, but what do I do? Hey, you should definitely try to get into identity and access management. You should definitely look at the security plus and network plus, certifications, and to kind of have that ready as a scholarship, because coming out of college, 2 3, within 4 years, you can already be a seasoned cybersecurity professional,
Nice.
versus going to college and just kind of going about it, without, any purpose really.
Now, what is a seasoned cybersecurity person? What do they look like? What type of stuff do they do that you can tell? Oh, they seasoned. They've been doing this for a minute.
Um, well, that question is kind of simple, and that's because like when I think of like my mentor, everything is not as complicated as it is, and so the person who understands that. The professional usually understands that. Okay, you want XYZ. You said this is the role. This is what needs to be done. And some of the tools, the software, those are additional to this thing. And the professional just makes it like, gets you to that understanding. This is what needs to be done.
Okay.
But these 1, 2, 3 steps will get it done, and it doesn't have to be a long-winded, complicated, colorful, setup. Because at the end of the day, if it's IAM, you want to secure that identity, you want to, protect this object, person or thing. So the professional just is able to simplify and efficiently and effectively bring you to the solution and show you that there is a better way of approaching that solution.
That is true. Now, time for the Yoda game. What advice do you have for someone trying to find their purpose?
Yeah. Every day that I grow older, I realize that, I'm grateful that I was born and raised a Christian, Seventh-day Adventist Christian. And, first off, you have to realize that we are here there's always a bigger purpose beyond ourselves. And ultimately it is to serve God. But in your career, in your day-to-day activities, you can be an ambassador of heaven, because ultimately we should be living not for ourselves.
True.
Preaching
right there. Keep going.
Yeah. So, to get that purpose, you have to have that relationship to know that you're not living for yourself. And then with your desired field, or where you are proficient and professional in, you can find something or create, because it's not always the thing that you're most passionate about. I'm passionate about jumping on a trampoline and doing gymnastic things, but that's not what God has called me to do professionally or bring income to the family. But I am able to provide, not only for my present, but for or in the present, but also for the future. And so you have to, sometimes, to find your purpose, sometimes it takes trial and error, but sometimes you have to put yourself aside. And ultimately, if in terms of employment, you want to find something that is needed, solving that problem. I think that's ultimately the best way to approach anything, or in a relationship, professional. What problem can I solve, and how do I see this relating to myself, and how I can make it personal and professional?
That makes a lot of sense. Personal and professional. And I should keep it right now, because I know I couldn't saw this coming. But I mean, you start getting on paths and like,
Sure.
and you actually lean on the Lord and start doing what He wants you to do, and before you know it, doors start cracking open. Like, what's over there?
And yeah, sometimes that purpose isn't found immediately.
No.
Trial and error. It takes. Oh yeah, I've been doing this, and I don't want to do that,
bro. Man,
sometimes it's direct, sometimes it's not.
You couldn't tell me we have COVID. The world gonna change.
The world was
You're gonna have a TV show or a few of them. You're gonna be talking to strangers like me. Nah.
No.
I don't even know what LinkedIn is, bro. What you talking about? Reaching out to people?
Right.
They're looking at me like I'm a stranger, like I'm looking at them stranger danger. Nah. Can't do it. And look at the world now, like, wow. How times have changed. Some people say I'm a natural. I be like, I appreciate that.
Wow.
Well, like, I don't think so.
No,
Like,
I guess that
woo.
happens naturally. I am well. Yeah, sometimes you just have to get into to the mode of character, but otherwise, this wouldn't be something I would see myself doing every day. I guess, but you know,
Yeah, because I mean, definitely a lot of research. Because
yeah,
I mean, when God tasked me with, okay, yeah, you talk about all the sports and everything else, but the main sauce is this.
okay,
And even when
nice.
people help others find their purpose, like, man, I don't know how
Mhm.
you going. You got me on some Moses type mission. I don't know how to do that, bro. I ain't got no staff.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I don't know my purpose.
yeah, yeah.
But you start, he will make sure like you gonna get that work in. So
Hmm. Yeah.
whatever. Go
As long
talk to
as
that person.
you're
Talk to that
going,
person.
yeah,
And they're gonna give you some knowledge, they're gonna give you some game, they're gonna keep sprinkling. And before you know, like, okay, you got the whole road map now. Now just follow that. Like, oh, I guess I can't say I can't do it now.
stepping out in faith, and then you see it all coming together. You
Hmm.
know, yeah, it's like finishing a puzzle.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. This your first time doing a podcast interview type show?
It is.
Oh, okay.
As
How'd you like it?
I have not been in one, but oh, this was great. You know, to really, I guess it's always good to know what you know, or share what you know. You know, so I really appreciate this opportunity.
Yeah, so you felt comfortable and feel tense and nothing.
No, no.
Told you
I
we
guess it
work.
helped that I knew how it goes. I know how you make people
Mhm.
feel like family,
Yeah,
um,
told me.
and
I don't need to know where you was at 3 o'clock in the morning. Ain't my business. I don't need to know about what you doing with your career stuff. Somebody might be wanting to go in that same field, or whoever gonna watch it live or watch the replay might hear your story and like,
mhm,
well, if this dude did it, I could at least start researching what I'm thinking about.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
So,
all it takes is that a little bit of effort. And
mhm.
trust me, well, you know it. Yeah, I was cool with Anchor and the audio app. Just send a text and we chop it up. Well, we want to engage people. I'm like, well, y'all
Yeah,
keep talking this engagement. We ain't getting married. Then I came across StreamYard. Like, oh man, I gotta elevate now.
sure, sure,
We
sure.
gotta get on camera with this thing.
But yeah, if it's something worth sharing, it should be shared. So I guess that's my thing. And now that I know that
Yeah.
there are so many people who may be in a sense stuck, in what they're doing, but it's just that I didn't come along or somebody didn't come along. Hey, did you know about this? And you can just take
Hmm.
steps 1, 2, 3 and change your whole trajectory of life. Really.
Yeah. A lot of people not really in their purpose. They living, but not what they were created to do, and they might
Mhm.
not know how to do it. And I think with this platform I've been tasked with, will be that beacon of showing it ain't hard to do. It's
Yeah.
work. It's not microwave. We can't put in the microwave and poof. It won't work like that. You have to
It
work
may
at it.
be slow, but it will be the final product will be awesome.
Absolutely. It really will. So I definitely want to thank cybersecurity student, self-employed analyst, Haba Royer, for sharing this story and all this knowledge. Y'all soaking up this cybersecurity because he was taught well about Marcus. I know he know what he's talking about. And you're gonna be mentoring someone that you keep growing in knowledge you gain. Keep that tree branch growing.
Yep.
For sharing your story that helps someone find their purpose. And I'm pretty sure someone will be sparked to try.
That's
And
that's
that's
what
all it takes because everybody got a tribe of people watching them and they see that one person like that. They always been hesitant to try and they stood out there and tried, man. I can do it.
that's a nudge that they need.
They did. I know I can do it. They did it. You know how people get like that.
Sure.
I know I can do a little better than that. Whatever floats your boat. You know what I'm saying? So if you try, people around you life gonna change. They're gonna watch you. Lord knows people talk to me about broadcast radio. I'm like, I didn't think people cared about that. But it just takes that one to start really walking in that direction. Ain't no telling what it's gonna do. And the blessing it can be to others provide that spark.
Yeah.
So again, I thank you, brother. I hope you enjoyed yourself. You're always welcome back.
Thank you for
That book, let me know. They done with it, graduate, come back, talk about that process, because I try to cover from beginning thought all the way to the end. Be profitable every step along the way. Someone is at that point. What they learned.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward for the next time to give you that update.
Absolutely. I know you're gonna get it because I'm sitting there like, okay, let me write this down. I'm jotting down. Okay, I'm learning something. No doubt. Thanks. I love hearing amazing stories and stuff of people trying and they persevering and making it become their own, which is dope. So I hope you and your family enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
After I do all the editing, I'm gonna put it up and tag you to it. And feel free to let people know about it. If anyone you know doing something amazing, they're more than welcome to be a guest to share their story on the show.
Will do. Will do.
And we hope you all be safe because people probably partying for Halloween this weekend or whatever. Whatever you do, be safe in doing it. And till next time, everybody, y'all have a great one.
Have a good night, Mr. Jeffrey.
All right, you too, man.
Take care.